I have kept this secret for 41 years, not from strangers, not from acquaintances, from my own children, my own family, the people who sat at my dinner table every single night for decades. And today, I'm going to tell you all of it. My name is Victoria Hale. I am 72 years old. I live on a private estate in Connecticut, and I have spent most of my life being a very, very private woman. My mother raised me that way. She used to say, "Victoria, what happens in this house stays in this house." And I believed her. I lived by that for over 50 years. But here's the thing nobody tells you about getting older. There comes a point, and I think it's different for everyone, but for me, it was sitting alone one Tuesday evening with my tea, just sitting there in the quiet, and you realize that some of these secrets, they're not protecting anyone anymore. They're just weight, heavy, unnecessary weight that you've been carrying alone for far too long. So I started this channel, not because I want fame, not because I need the attention. Honestly, I upload every single day because I am retired, my children live far away, and I get lonely. I know that sounds strange coming from a woman sitting in front of a house like this, but loneliness doesn't care how much money you have. It really doesn't. I think my evening tea should be shared with someone. And if that someone is you, a stranger on the internet who somehow wandered onto my little channel, then, well, welcome. Pull up a chair. This is what I've been waiting to say. Secret number one. And this is the one that will shock you most, so I'm starting here on purpose. For 23 years, I had a savings account that my husband never knew about. Now, before you judge me, and I can already see some of you making a face, just listen. I grew up watching my mother have nothing. Not because my father was a bad man, he wasn't. But every financial decision went through him. Every single one. She had to ask for grocery money. She had to explain every purchase. And when he passed away, she was completely lost. She had no idea what they owned, what they owed, nothing. I watched that and I made myself a promise. I said that will never be me. So quietly over the years I set money aside, not to deceive him, not because our marriage was in trouble, but because I needed to know deep in my bones that if something happened, I would be okay. My children would be okay. I had been married before, you see. My first marriage ended when I was 31. His name was Robert. Charming man, ambitious. I loved him completely. And then I found out through a phone call I was never meant to hear that he had been lying to me. I left within the month, and I had almost nothing. That taught me something I never forgot. So when I married Edward, my third husband, the love of my life, I kept a private account, not out of distrust. He was the most trustworthy man I have ever known, but the fear was older than my love for him. Some wounds from our past quietly shape our present in ways we don't always realize. When Edward passed away 6 years ago, that account had $214,000 in it. And I will tell you honestly, that money gave me a kind of peace that I cannot describe. I didn't have to make decisions out of desperation. I didn't have to sell the house in a panic. I could grieve. I could breathe. Have I told my children? No. And I still haven't. Because here's what I've learned at 72. Some financial information is yours and yours alone. And I'll talk more about that in another video. But for now, secret number one. Keep something for yourself. Always. Secret number two is going to make some of you uncomfortable. I don't actually like one of my children very much. I love all three of them, deeply, completely, without condition. That has never changed and it never will. But like is different. Like is about who someone is as a person, as an adult, and one of my children became someone I find genuinely difficult to be around. The entitlement, the judgment, the way they speak to me sometimes like I am a burden, like my opinions no longer matter now that I'm older. It has been painful in a way I was completely unprepared for. For years I blamed myself. What did I do wrong? Where did I fail? I spent a long time asking that question, and eventually I arrived at something that changed everything. I raised 3 children in the same house, with the same love, the same values. They are 3 completely different people. Some of who they became was shaped by me, and some of it was simply who they are. I think about how many women my age are sitting in their homes right now, feeling guilty for having this exact feeling. So I'm saying it out loud so you know you are not alone. And feeling this way does not make you a bad mother. Secret number 3. I almost left my marriage at year 7. I had been married to my second husband, James, for 7 years. He was a kind man, a good man, a doctor actually. I married him partly because after Robert, after the affair, after the nothing, I needed stability, and James gave me that. But by year 7, something had shifted. Not dramatically. No affair, no betrayal. Just 2 people slowly becoming strangers to each other while sharing a home. And there came a night where I packed a bag, actually packed it, put it by the door, and sat on the edge of the bed for 3 hours deciding. I stayed. And the years that followed were not easy, but they were real. We divorced eventually at year 13 by mutual agreement, peacefully. He passed away 4 years ago, actually. Heart condition. I went to his funeral. We had managed somehow to remain kind to each other. For the children, for ourselves really. But I want to be honest about the fact that long marriages are not smooth. They are a series of decisions to stay. Some of those decisions are harder than others. And if you're in a hard moment right now, I want you to know, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're in it. Now, I upload here every single day, and people ask me why. A woman my age sitting here every evening talking to a camera. And the honest answer is, my evenings are quiet. William is in New York. Caroline is in Boston. My children have their own full lives. And I think a cup of tea is better shared than drunk alone. So if you haven't already, subscribe. Come back tomorrow. I'll be here. I always am. Secret number 4. This one is about money again, because honestly, most of my secrets are. I made a terrible investment at 61 years old, lost $60,000 in about 4 months, because I trusted the wrong person, someone I actually knew, which made it worse, and I didn't do my own research. I was embarrassed for years. I never told anyone, not Edward, not my children, not a single soul. But here is what that loss taught me that I could not have learned any other way. Never invest in something you don't fully understand just because someone you like is excited about it. Enthusiasm is not a financial strategy, and the more urgently someone wants you to decide quickly, the faster you should walk away. If I can save even one person watching this from making that mistake, this video was worth making. Secret number 5. There was a period about 2 years during the hardest stretch of my second marriage where I drank too much. Not every day, but enough. I was overwhelmed and I didn't know how to ask for help. And wine became a way to get through the evenings. James knew, I think. We never spoke about it directly. And eventually I pulled myself out of it, mostly through sheer stubbornness and the quiet decision one morning that this was not who I was going to be. I share this because I see so many women quietly struggling in exactly this way. And the shame around it is so enormous that nobody talks about it. So I'm talking about it. It happened. I am not ashamed of it anymore. And if you are in that place right now, please know it is possible to come out the other side. I did. Secret number 6. I like living alone. After Edward passed, everyone waited for me to fall apart. My children wanted me to move closer. My friends expected grief to swallow me whole. And yes, there was grief. Deep, real grief. There are still evenings when I sit in the garden and I reach for someone who isn't there. But there was also something I had never felt before, a quietness, a freedom to structure my days entirely around myself. I wake up when I want. I eat what I want. I have redecorated this house 3 times in 6 years because I could. Nobody has told me they didn't like a color. I miss Edward every single day, and I would not trade one moment of our 14 years together. But I want to be honest with you. There are gifts in this chapter that I was not expecting. And I think more women need to hear that. You are allowed to grieve and also to discover yourself. Both things can be true at once. And secret number 7, the last one, perhaps the most important. I have more money than any of my children know, and I have decided carefully, thoughtfully, with my attorney to give a significant portion of it away before I die. Not to family, to causes I believe in, to organizations doing work in the world that matters to me. My children are taken care of. They are adults. They are capable. This is not about punishment. This is about me at 72 deciding that wealth accumulated over a lifetime has more power when it is directed with intention than when it is simply divided up and absorbed quietly into 3 already comfortable lives. I haven't told them yet. That conversation is coming. And I imagine it will be interesting. But here is what I want to leave you with today. I am 72 years old. I have made extraordinary mistakes and extraordinary decisions. I have loved deeply and been hurt deeply. I have kept secrets that protected me and secrets that cost me. And I am still learning. Every single day. That is why I come here. That is why I sit down with my tea and I talk to you, whoever you are, wherever you are. Because I believe that the wisdom we carry over a lifetime is meant to be passed on, not locked away, not taken to the grave. I upload every single day, not because I have to, because I want to. Because this evening hour, this quiet time, it means more to me when I spend it with you than when I spend it alone. So if any part of what I said today stayed with you, come back tomorrow. I promise I have more to tell you. Come sit with me.